Hello, today we are going to talk about how to solve multiplication division problems as well as how to draw pictures to solve multiplication division problems. To begin, we're going to discuss vocabulary. Today's vocabulary term is the same that we had yesterday. It is an inverse relationship or an inverse operation. Inverse relationships are operations that undo each other. It is the opposite of a mathematical operation. So the opposite of multiplication is division, and the opposite of division is multiplication. In our example we have down here, I have 3x equals 45. So in this one right here, I'm going to ask my three questions. Number one, what's my variable? My variable is x. Number two, what are they doing to the variable? In this one right here, because 3 is the coefficient, it means they're multiplying 3 times x. So they're multiplying the variable by 3. How do I do the opposite of multiplying by 3? In this case, I divide by 3. So right here you can see dividing by 3 right here and dividing by 3 right here. You always have to do it to both sides. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and I have x on this side. 45 divided by 3 would give me 15. Now, let's go to a problem. I don't know how I got that on there. Okay, sorry about that. For these problems right here, for 1 through 3, we're going to name the inverse operation that you would use to get the variable alone. So, if I am looking at number 1, I have 5p equals 50. That means I am multiplying 5 by 3. So what is the inverse operation of multiplying? It is dividing. So, and to be more specific, I am dividing both sides by 5. Let's look at number 2. I do have to fill in the blank on this one right here. So I have n divided by 16 equals 4. So what's my variable? My variable is n. What are they doing to n? They are dividing by 16. How do I do the opposite of dividing by 16? I multiply by 16. So right here you can see they're multiplying by 16 here. So I have to multiply by 16 here. So 4 times 16. So what operation did they do to do the opposite? They used the operation of multiplication. Next, let's look at number 3. 315 equals r times 3. What is my variable? My variable is r. What are they doing to r? They're multiplying by 3. How do you do the opposite of multiplying by 3? You divide by 3. So right here they have the division sign, and I just put my 3 here, and I put my 3 here. What is the inverse operation they are using here? It is division. That wasn't too hard, was it? Now, let's go to the next slide, right here. For 4 through 6, you have to solve the equations. So for number 4, I'm going to solve it. 4 divided by 5 equals 8. What is my variable? My variable is w. What are they doing to the variable? They're dividing by 5. So how do I do the opposite of dividing by 5? I'm going to multiply by 5. So I'm going to do 4 divided by 5, or w divided by 5 times 5 equals 8 times 5. Okay, so dividing 5 times 5 would cancel that out. So I would be alone with w right here. 8 times 5 equals 40. So w equals 40. Let's look at number 5. For number 5, I have 20y equals 100. What is my variable? My variable is y. What are they doing to y? They're multiplying by 20. How do I do the opposite? I divide by both sides by 20. So I'm going to put 20 here, and I'm going to put 20 here, because if you remember, if I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other to keep it equal. So 20 divided by 20 would give me a 1, so I have a y on this side. 100 divided by 20 would give me 5 on this side. So my answer would be y equals 5. Let's do one more. I have 3 equals S divided by 10. What is my variable? My variable is S. What are they doing to the variable? They're dividing it by 10. So how do I do the opposite? I divide both sides by 10, or I multiply both sides by 10. So I'm going to do 3 times 10 equals S divided by 10 times 10. So if I divide 10 and I multiply 10, it cancels itself out. So I have S right here. 3 times 10 would give me 30 right here. So S equals 30. So I hope this is starting to make a little bit of sense. Now, let's go to our next problem. Writing to explain. Jason solved the equation R divided by 14 equals 19. He got 266. Is his answer correct? Explain how you know. With this one right here, I would start by saying R divided by 14 equals 19. Let's ask our questions. What's my variable? My variable is R. What are they doing to R? They're dividing by 14. So how do I do the opposite? I have to multiply both sides by 14. So R divided by 14 times 14 cancels itself out equals 19 times 14. Let's check it. I have 19 times 14. 4 times 9 is 36. 4 times 1 is 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 76. Put my placeholder. 1 times 9 is 9. 1 times 1 is 1. 6 plus 0 is 6. 7 plus 9 is 16. 1 plus 1 is 6. So my answer is 266. So Jason was correct on this problem. Great job, Jason. Way to go. Now let's go to lesson 1-9. We're going to discuss how to do pictures and stuff with this one right here. Okay, so in this problem right here, it says Juan has 6 times as many basketball cards as Nick. If Juan has 192 basket cards, I can't read. If Juan has 192 basketball cards, how many does Nick have? Well, in this problem right here, I know that 192 is how many basketball cards Juan has. He has 6 times as many basketball cards as Nick. So I have X, 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 because Nick has as many as 1X. Juan has 6 times that. So if I'm going to solve this problem, I'm going to have 192 equals 6 times X. In order to solve it, I have to go through my questions. What is my variable? My variable is X. What are they doing to X? They're multiplying it by 6. How do I get it alone? How do I do the opposite? I divide it by 6. So I'm going to do 192 divided by 6 and 6 divided by 6. 6 divided by 6 cancels itself out, and I get 6. And now I have to come down here, 192 divided by 6. 6 does not go into 1, but it goes into 19 3 times. 3 times 6 is 18. 19 minus 18 gives me a 1, and I'm going to bring my 2 down. 6 goes into 12 2 times. 2 times 6 is 12. 12 minus 12 would give me 0, and I'm done solving my problem. So Nick has 32 baseball cards. Let's do another problem. In this one right here, it says several 6th grade classes are going on a field trip to the planetarium. The teachers divided the classes into 19 groups. If there are 7 students in each group, how many students are going to the planetarium? Use the equation C divided by 19 equals 7. Well, in this one right here, I'm trying to figure out what is the whole, how many total students are going. So I'm going to draw my bar right here. I know that there are 7 students in each group. So I've got if I'm going to draw, I've got 19 groups. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's 19 groups, and every one of these groups has 7. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, right? All the way down. So it says use the equation C divided by 19 equals 7 to figure out how many go in. This is what my image would look like, and this is C. But what I would do is I've got to ask myself these questions. What is my variable? My variable is C. What are they doing to C? They're dividing it by 19. How do I do the opposite? I multiply it by 19. So C divided by 19 times 19 equals 7 times 19. This cancels itself out, and so I have C. And 19 times 7, 9 times 7 is 63. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 6 is 13. So my answer would be 133 students total. Now, let's go to our last question today. Each bus for a field trip can carry 27 students. If 216 students are going on a field trip, how many buses are needed? Use the equation 27 in divided by 16. This is another one. I'm not drawing the whole picture, but I've got 216 students. I've got to have 27 groups, or 27 students per group, and I've got to figure out my answers. So I'm going to come down here. 27 in equals 216. What is my variable? My variable is in. What are they doing to the variable? They're multiplying by 27. How do I do the opposite? I divide it by 27. So I'm going to divide both sides by 27. 27 cancels itself out, and I get in on this side. 216 divided by 27. I don't know that off the top of my head. 27 does not go into 2. It does not go into 21. But if I round, I might say, I can round 30 goes into 21, right? So let's take, and I'm going to do 27 times, maybe 9 times. 9 times 27, 9 times 7 is 63. 9 times 2 is 18, plus 6, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 243 is too much, so let me try 8. 27 times 8. 8 times 7 is 56. 2 times 8 is 16, plus 5 is 21. So my answer right here would be 8. 8 times 27 is 216. 216 minus itself would give me 0. So I would need to have 8 buses to get to wherever this field trip is. That is all for today's lesson. I hope you guys have a great time doing your work, and I will see you in